They exploded onto the music scene during the 1990s in a hailstorm of loud guitars, crashing drums, and unprecedented rock and roll excess. They caught the attention of the world, and anybody who was anybody wanted to be around the excitement of El Kabong. These four individuals somehow came together and revolutionized not only the music industry, but the very culture of the day. Then, almost as quickly as they appeared, they were gone. With no obvious reason or explanation as to why, El Kabong simply disappeared, its members nowhere to be found. Many conspiracy theories, including underworld crime and alien abduction, have developed over the years to explain just what happened to El Kabong. For more than a decade, the world asked, where are they and will they ever play again? Now, 20 years after they first rose to the top of the charts, they reunite to tell their story, their own way, to set the story straight. Tonight, for the first time ever, you will hear from the legends themselves, Butch Magnum, Manischewitz, Roy Vey, and Cess Poole, El Kabong. The story of El Kabong begins in the home of brothers Butch Magnum and Manischewitz. Butch and his younger brother Shevitz grew up in the city of Arcadia, a suburb of Los Angeles, California, and later moved to Pasadena, the center of the universe. As a very young boy, Butch asked his parents for a bicycle for Christmas. Since he was far too young to ride a bicycle, his parents bought him a guitar instead. Shevitz, not to be left out, began playing bass and learned to harmonize with his brother's vocals from a very early age. It has been estimated that 90% of all working musicians in the greater Los Angeles area during the 1980s can say, yeah, I was in a band with them. Although they enjoyed great success, they were not satisfied. In 1993, they decided to quit all of the bands they were in at the time, start fresh, and develop a new group, a supergroup. This decision would clear the path for the creation of El Kabong. Roy Vey was born into a traditional Jewish family in West Los Angeles, California. The Vey household was full of the sounds of jazz legends such as Ray Charles, Fats Waller, and Frank Sinatra. Roy developed a love for music, and in his early teens, the guitar and rock and roll. Roy's father, a well-connected businessman, made some calls, and soon Roy was studying jazz with Les Paul, blues with B.B. King, and rock and roll with Eddie Van Halen. After several years of studio work, a stint with Danny Bonaducci's ill-fated Partridge in a Pear Tree World Tour, and an audition with Kiss, Roy began looking for a more satisfying situation, a rock band of his own. Over the years, these individuals had more than their fair share of run-ins with the law. As luck would have it, Roy Vey was introduced to Butch and Manischewitz by his probation officer. Together with a talented young drummer named Giovanni, they formed the basis of what was to become El Kabong. Unfortunately, one day, for no apparent reason, Giovanni spontaneously exploded, and the group began the search for a new drummer. From the first day Cess Poole arrived, they knew they could rise to the top by being louder than any other band around. They had their supergroup. Cesar Poole was born in the steel-producing town of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. His close proximity to the pounding of the steel mills near his home clearly had a significant influence on his drumming style. Loud. Following a bizarre gardening accident, Cesar developed a speech impediment, which resulted in his lack of ability to pronounce more than one syllable at a time for many years. As a result, he began simply calling himself Cess. Mimicking the sounds of the steel mills, Cess used anything he could find to beat on pots and pans in his mother's kitchen. Recognizing their son's talent, the Pooles bought young Cess a real drum set, and the magic soon followed. The Pooles decided that in order to give Cess a chance at a musical career, California was the place they ought to be. So they packed up their truck and they moved to... No, not there. They moved to Pasadena. Cess soon began playing in a number of bands during the 1980s, and it is estimated that he unknowingly played in 23 bands with Butch and Mena before forming El Kabong. In 2013, while on safari, Jerry Aldini, the band's longtime manager, found himself in Djibouti, a small country located in the Horn of Africa. He stumbled into a record store, which still exists in Djibouti, and was thrilled to discover El Kabong was number 2 in Djibouti. Jerry spent the next several months tracking down the members of the band and insisted they get back together and tour on the strength of the number 2 in Djibouti. And the rest, as they say, is history. Even after 20 years, the bong remains the same.
2 times, 3 times, 4 times.
So how did El Kabong get started?
Well, I knew a guy,
and he knew a guy, and he thought that we should get together because we had similar interests. Turned out to be Butch Magnum, and Butch and his brother Mena were thinking of putting together a band, starting something new, and then Cesspool joined in, and the rest is rock and roll history.
I used to complain that we were way too loud. Everybody complained that we were way too loud. I agreed with them until I realized I was doing it all wrong. As soon as I figured out the solution, problem solved.
Years ago that El Kabong first had open mic night here.
I remember it well, guys. I still got your CD in the jukebox. Still going strong.
All right.
Anyway, thanks for all the memories, guys.
So what are your thoughts on the El Kabong reunion?
Very excited, very excited. I played with literally hundreds of musicians in various bands throughout the years, but getting together with those three guys, when the four of us get together, there's a magic in the air. You can sense it. You can almost taste it. It's in the air. So very excited.
I remember going to the Kiss concert together. All of us standing on our chairs in the fabulous Forum, just rocking out, singing along. And we were looking at Kiss up there on stage, but I could swear the whole time they were watching us.
Cesspool from El Kabong. Drummer, singer, lover. Here to recollect some of the more memorable gigs that we did in our past. Pasadena, inside party at a house. It was great. I mean, tons of people, and there was this one part where not a good idea, no, okay. Old Town Pub, Halloween, dressed up as Kiss. It was great. We all donned the makeup. I mean, I shaved my beard and everything to put on the Peter Criss makeup. Butch, though, was so dedicated to his manscaping, wouldn't shave his goatee. He put the makeup over it. I mean, he looked like a furry Cabbage Patch doll, but it was great. I mean, the guy was dedicated to his manscaping. So, you know, it says a lot about Butch.
I knew that we were playing Irvine tonight. We're playing in Pasadena.
I'd like to give props to some of the venues where we played, some of the great clubs. The Sunset, this place rocked back in the day. And, of course, the Old Town Pub, Loch Ness.
And Janelle rocked it with us. We had a lot of fun at the Old Town Pub, especially when we had guest stars like the legendary Little Red. Another one that joined us a lot was our mascot Mets. Everybody thinks that we were in it for the music. We really were in it for the chicks.
We played a lot of strange places, Hollywood Boulevard. My favorite, though, was playing at the bowling alley in Montrose, California, that little small bowling alley. There was a party there, and we were all set up and playing, but nobody was paying any attention to us whatsoever. It was a crowded party. Everybody was so busy bowling that we were literally congratulating each other after every song. We could have been swinging from the chandeliers naked, and nobody would have noticed. And of course, most of us didn't do that. We're here rehearsing for El Kabong at the original studio where El Kabong used to rehearse and where the famous Bong Hits was recorded. This here was the studio where the band played and recorded the basic tracks.
This is for Greg because he worked on our CD.
The CD. It should be on the CD. These photos should be what's Mark, go ahead. Your head's cut off, but you're framed.
We have the sound room where the vocals were recorded and guitar leads.
Now we're going to go in and record some vocals. And Roy Vey and I are going to come back later on in the week and do something special. Is there somebody in there? It's the little guys.
Oh, wow.
Little dudes in your brain. Tell them a shit or a fart joke.
A shit or a fart joke? It's not a big deal.
Just say something.
You gotta think about it, you know?
Hey.
You didn't have to tell me you're about
Hey,
to.
Roy, fart.
Looking like a good colonic to get Roy going. You can clean out his system by talking about colonics, and it just the shit flies out of him.
Yeah.
We're here at an El Kabong rehearsal.
Rehearsal 2.
Rehearsal 2. Fart.
I'm mature now.
Gas. See? I have to rephrase it. Yeah.
And he walks away every time. The bong remains the same.
Indeed.
All right, so we're in the former vocal tracking room. This right here is where we did the Beavis and Butthead dance right here during the vocals. There used to be a window right here. Roy Vey tuning.
And over here, this was the mixing room where the Bong Hits CD was mixed in its entirety.
Mastering on 2 cassettes and a DAT from the 16 track and onto the reel-to-reel.
So there you have it.
Driver, can you turn that heat down? It's a little hot. I'm wearing polyester. Hey Charlie, you notice I'm color coordinated today. I'm wearing my baby blue in my custom baby blue 1978 Cadillac Sedan DeVille.
Fleetwood Bro.
Oh, sorry, driver. Fleetwood Brome. Fleetwood Brome. Driver, what's your name? It's driver?
Timmy.
Timmy. I got Timmy the driver up here, ladies and gentlemen. You know, you seen my, heard my latest single, Charlie? Should we play it? Why don't you, here, driver, can you snap that in there, would you? Thank you, driver. Timmy? Wait a son of a...
Those are ways gonna eat that treat. Oh yeah.
You hearing that, Charlie?
Things I need. Oh.
Hey, everyone, the scene is really gone.
Good stuff.
We'll soon be hopping when the meat is on. I'm not about to let the sun go down until the stuff is turning golden round. The oven's hot, so let's not hesitate. I'll get it right, hey, avoid the wait.
Hey, Tortelvis, can I just ask you a question? I just want to know what you think about the big El Kabong reunion. You know, the El Kabong getting 20 years, yeah.
Man, Charlie, in this day and age, you can't even get sick. I was sick at 102, 103 temperature, and people are talking and saying that I was strung out. Well, I ain't never been strung out in my life, except on music, and that's it. Everybody's talking this day and age, you know, 1978, 79, wherever we're at. They're saying, you know, like the people on the street, the freaks are bringing your luggage up to the room, the maids, people in general saying, Tortelvis, you're strung out! I'm not talking to you in particular, but when I find this person who said those words, I'm gonna rip their heart out by the throat!
No, listen, I just wanted to know about the band El Kabong.
Oh.
The band.
El Kabong?
Yeah.
Let me tell you something, friend. There's nothing wrong with El Kabong. Thank you very much.
Those ways gonna eat that treat. Oh yeah. Celebrate and things I need. Oh.
Hey everyone.
Wanted to take a moment and thank all our family and friends for always being so supportive over the years. And a special thanks to Greg Tortel for helping us out with the video and with the cover on the CD and the t-shirts and all that.
Anyway, listen, I want you guys to have a great time. It's going to be a great show. Looking forward to seeing all my friends and, well, most of you anyway. But have a great time and enjoy the show. Perfect.